The morning after it felt quieter than I expected. The holiday had been filled with so much excitement, family gatherings, and laughter. And now everything was still and calm. It was the kind of silence that comes after all the noises. I woke up early just as the sun began to rise. The air outside still had a hint of the coolness from the early hours, and I could already feel the weight of reality creeping back in. I had prepared everything the night before. My work shirt was ironed, my badge was clipped onto my back, and I had made sure to pack my water bottle. It felt like any other day, but there was this quiet sense of reluctant me. The carefree days of the holiday were over, and I was about to head back into the rhythm of my internship at Artotel Tesut Surabaya. It felt like strange leaving the coziness of home to return to the organized chaos of work, but I knew it was part of the journey. By 8 a.m., I was standing at the glass door of Artotel, watching the morning light filter through. I walked inside, the familiar smell of the lobby filling my senses. The air was cool with a light hum of activity already buzzing in the background. I smiled as I greeted the security guard, walked past the front desk staff, and made my way to the reservation area. As I stepped in, a couple of my coworkers looked up and greeted me with warm smiles. Like, gimana liburannya, seru? One of them asked. And I replied with, seru banget tapi cepet banget ya. There was a certain calm about the place today. The usual rush of guests hadn't hit yet, and it felt like everyone else was settling back into their routines after the holiday. I took my seat at my desk, logged into the computer, and began going through the morning task. Checking reservation, responding to email, confirming booking details. It was the same as before, but this time something felt different. The break had given me a moment to reset, and now it felt like I was picking up where I left off, but with a new sense of clarity. It wasn't long before the morning pickup speed. A few calls came in from guests asking for information about weekend rates. Some just wanted to change their check-in times or request an extra bed. I typed away, answered the question, and updated the system. Its guest interaction felt small, but it mattered. It was all part of making sure their stay would go smoothly. I smiled at a couple guests who called in, confirming the reservation and making sure they were all set for their trips. Even though the work was sometimes repetitive, I found a sense of pride in being part of it all. I was learning the ropes bit by bit. Around noon, I took a short break and headed to the staff canteen. The room was quieter than usual, and I grabbed a seat near the window. I scrolled through my phone, replying to messages from family members who had sent me eight greetings. It was nice to reconnect with everyone, even if only for a moment. I missed the laughter of my cousins, the food, the food my mom had prepared, the quiet moments shared with family. But there was something comforting about being back in my own space. I know this internship, this experience was step towards something bigger, and that thought gave me a sense of purpose. The afternoon was much like the morning steady, busy enough to keep me focused but not overwhelming. The phone rang a few more times with guest inquiries, and I spent time organizing booking details and preparing reports for the next day. There were moments of quiet as I sat back and just absorbed the flow of it all. It felt good to be back in the rhythm, and I realized how much I grown in this position 2 months ago. I had been nervous and unsure, but now it was becoming second nature. By 5 p.m., the day was winding down. I wrapped up my task, saved everything in the system, and started gathering my things. I said goodbye to the team, packed my bag, and walked out of the office. The city was still bustling outside, cars honking, people walking by, the hum of Surabaya evening energy. It felt good to be done for the day, but there was no rush to leave either. The day had been smooth, calm in its own way, and as I stepped outside, I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. I stood on the sidewalk for a moment, waiting for my ride home. The sun was beginning to dip below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the city. The holiday was over, but that was okay. I felt like I was stepping into a new chapter, one where I could blend the lesson I'd learned from family and the experience I'd gained from my internship. It was a good feeling knowing that there was still so much to learn, but also feeling confident in where I was heading.